So, big win for the Florida Panthers here. We're going to break it down in just a second. Before we get started, though, please drop a quick like and a sub on today's video. It would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. So, a little bit of a bittersweet win. I mean, obviously, Cats win 4-1. That's definitely big. Three wins in a row, and, it'll be interesting to see what Tampa Bay and Carolina, because they're in action tonight, too, what they'll end up doing. But, Anthony Duclair going down with injury, kind of a scary moment. He kind of went at the net, got tripped up by Tomas Greiss, who came in and for relief. I forgot who started the game for Detroit, but overall this was a good Panthers win. I mean, they went out and started off strong. I mean, coming off a long road trip, played in Tampa, went to Dallas, went to Chicago, lost a few games on that road trip, won the last two on that road trip to be 2-3. But overall, I mean, started off really strong, scored a goal 17 seconds in, big goal by Jonathan Huberdeau. Mason Marchment kind of just pushed it over to him, but he was able to find that. And then we saw Verhaeghe. He had 2 goals too. So Verhaeghe played really well too, and I mean he used his speed well, his finishing ability, and he's starting to come into his own. I mean, I think Steve Goldstein said something like he had 7 points in the past 3 games, maybe with 7 goals. But overall, I like what I saw from him tonight too. I mean, he had the hat trick in Dallas just a few games ago, and then he had 2 goals today. Once again, showcasing the speed, showcasing the playmaking ability. But another guy I really want to talk about is Sergei Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky coming up absolutely massive, making I think 35 saves on 36 shot attempts. And I mean, it's not like the Detroit Red Wings were terrible tonight. I thought that they actually played a solid game. After that first period, they played a solid game, as good as they can. I mean, they're a team with not a lot of talent, a lot of veteran guys, some younger players, and some star power too. I do like Dylan Larkin. Dylan Larkin is one of my favorite players in the league. But overall, they fought, and they're going to be aggressive, and they're going to be physical on the puck. And we saw them win board battles towards the end of the game. There were some scary moments in that second period where I thought that Detroit might be able to get a few more goals. I mean, they ended up getting a power play goal there in that second period. But I mean, there were a few power play opportunities that they had, and then there were also some opportunities for them to go out, and just continue to putting pucks on Sergei Bobrovsky's net. I mean, they controlled the zone time in that first part of the second period. Once the Panthers got that second Verhaeghe goal, that wraparound attempt, puck kind of flipped up in the air over Tomas Greiss's helmet, and then the defenseman ended up kind of poking it in the net. On replay, it looked like Lois Dorainen might have been able to put that one in, but he couldn't. So that goal ends up going to Verhaeghe. And also, I mean, Brett Connolly had a goal too, so that's nice to see that Brett Connolly getting back on the score sheet, his second goal of the season. That goal happened in the first period. But overall, I thought the Panthers, first period they got out to a really strong start. They absolutely dominated. Third period, they closed out the game. I think they moved to 16-0-1 when going into the third period with the lead. So that's also very good. But overall, I mean, this Panthers team, they're starting to cook a little. It'll be interesting to see what they can do when they get some of their guys back. But once again, I mean, Barkov isn't playing right now. You don't have Hornquist, you don't have Ekblad. Duclair now goes out with injury. That's scary. I mean, the Panthers haven't really faced adversity all of the season, but now you're starting to see some adversity. The goaltending though has been playing really well, and I thought that the way Coach Quenneville structured the defensemen in tonight's game, especially without Ekblad. Obviously, Ekblad he's done for the season. But we saw more time for guys like Gustav Forsling. We saw more time for guys like Radko Gudas and Keith Yandel. It was more even. I mean, Mackenzie Weegar and I think Riley Stillman. I think they were paired up. But we also saw a little bit of Marcus Nuvara. We saw Anton Strawman, and overall, I thought that those defense pairings worked well, and they did roll 7D, so that they did play jazz with those lineups. But overall, I mean, I thought that the defense was good, and more importantly, the goaltending is heating up. Sergei Bobrovsky is starting to look like the Sergei Bobrovsky that the Florida Panthers decided to pay $10 million to, rather than the Sergei Bobrovsky we saw last year, and we know how that went as Florida Panthers fans. So overall, I mean, I thought this was a good win, and I think that the Panthers, they're continuing to build momentum. It'll be interesting to see how they can bounce back with all these injury and with all these injuries and all this adversity coming at them. But I mean, if they can get Barkov back, they can get Hornquist back in the next week. Hopefully Duclair's okay. That'll be interesting to see and monitor, but hopefully he'll be fine. But then the Panthers will have their offensive superstars back. But really, I think the key that we saw now compared to the past few games, especially the games in Tampa as well as in Chicago where the Panthers ended up dropping points, the difference between that is that we've seen guys step up on the offensive side. We've seen Carter Verhaeghe step up. We've seen Jonathan Huberdeau step up. He's been really hot. Both of those guys have played fantastically well. So once again, can the injuries stop? Can the Panthers lose the injury bug? Can Barkov come back? Can Hornquist come back? Can Duclair hopefully be okay? And then, goaltending. As long as the goaltending keeps coming and keeps playing strong. I also like, the help of the younger players. I thought that Mason Marchment played a really, really good game tonight. Gustav Forsling, he's so good in defense. At the beginning of the season, I didn't like him a lot, but I think he's grown on me. But at the end of the day, good win from the Florida Panthers. You're going to have to go out and play this Detroit Red Wings team in 2 nights. They're the worst team in the division, so you should be able to get the 2 points. But at the end of the day, no 2 points are easy in the NHL. You still got to go out and work. You got to be physical, but you got to make the most of your opportunities, and that's what the Panthers did tonight. And with that said, that's pretty much going to end the video. I hope you enjoyed it. These are just my recaps and analysis. To check out my main channel, it's going to be ACB Sports. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub. Trying to build this channel up, so that would be much appreciated. Thank you, and let's go Cats.